Inflation is silently eroding your money. Every year, the dollars in your wallet and the balance in your savings account buy less than before. The cost of groceries, gas, rent, and even your morning coffee steadily rises. If you don't take proactive steps to protect yourself, inflation can eat away at your financial security without you even realizing it. But here's the good news. You can fight back. There are smart, practical strategies that can safeguard your wealth, preserve your purchasing power, and even position you to benefit during inflationary times. In this video, I'm going to walk you through everything you need to know, from understanding how inflation works, to long-term hedging strategies, and finally to daily money hacks you can start using right away. So let's dive in. First, let's break down what inflation really is. At its core, inflation is the general increase in prices over time. When inflation is high, the value of your money goes down. $1 today won't buy the same amount of goods and services tomorrow. That's why your grandparents talk about how a movie ticket used to cost 50 cents. Or how they bought their first house for less than the price of a new car today. But inflation isn't just about higher prices, it's about the erosion of purchasing power. And that erosion impacts everyone: savers, workers, retirees, and even investors. Let's say you have $10,000 sitting in a savings account earning 0.5% interest. If inflation is running at 4%, you're effectively losing 3.5% of your money's value every year. That means in real terms your savings are shrinking, even though the number in your account looks the same or even slightly higher. This is why understanding inflation is so important. It's not just an abstract economic concept, it directly affects your ability to pay bills, retire comfortably, and maintain your lifestyle. Inflation is not new. History is full of examples. In the 1970s, the US experienced stagflation, high inflation combined with stagnant growth. Gas prices skyrocketed, wages lagged behind, and families struggled. In countries like Zimbabwe in the 2000s, inflation spun out of control, to the point where a loaf of bread cost billions in local currency. That's called hyperinflation. More recently, between 2021 and 2023, the world experienced another surge in inflation, as supply chains were disrupted and governments pumped stimulus into economies. Prices for groceries, rent, and cars spiked dramatically. These examples show that ignoring inflation isn't an option. It can resurface at any time, and when it does, it hits hard. Many people think, if I just save, I'll be fine. But savings alone don't protect you. When you ignore inflation, your emergency fund loses value year after year. Your retirement savings don't stretch as far as you planned. The money you worked hard for slowly slips away. Imagine planning to retire on $1 million. Sounds great, right? But if inflation averages just 3% per year over 30 years, that $1 million will only have the equivalent buying power of about $400,000 today. That's the silent danger of inflation. It's not always dramatic. It creeps in slowly and erodes your wealth over time, unless you have a plan. So now that we understand what inflation is and why it matters, let's move to the strategies you can use to hedge against it.
At its core, inflation is the rise in prices over time. When inflation goes up, the purchasing power of your money goes down. Imagine you had $100 tucked under your mattress 10 years ago. If you never touched it, that money didn't shrink. It's still $100. But what it can buy you today is far less than what it could buy you a decade ago. That's inflation at work. Now here's the danger. Most people don't notice inflation because it creeps in gradually. You might notice milk is 20 cents more expensive or gas is 50 cents higher. Across months and years, these small increases compound, leading to a big impact on your overall cost of living. For savers who keep their money sitting in cash, inflation is a silent thief. That savings account earning 0.5% interest while inflation runs at 3%, 5%, or even 7%, that's a guaranteed loss in real value. History gives us plenty of examples of inflation's power. In the 1970s, the US experienced stagflation, a toxic mix of slow growth and high inflation. Prices for essentials like gas and food soared, and households were squeezed. In more extreme cases, countries like Zimbabwe and Venezuela experienced hyperinflation, where prices doubled in weeks or even days. Savings were wiped out overnight. More recently, during 2021-2023, Global inflation spiked due to pandemic disruptions, supply chain issues, and geopolitical conflicts. People felt it at the grocery store, at the gas pump, and in their rent checks. These examples highlight why ignoring inflation is dangerous. Even moderate inflation erodes wealth over decades. Understanding the past helps us prepare for the future. Inflation may sound like an abstract economic concept, but it has real consequences for everyday people. Savings lose value. If inflation is 5% and your bank account pays 1%, you're effectively losing 4% each year. Budgets get tighter. Rising costs mean you need to either cut spending or earn more just to maintain the same standard of living. Investments matter more. Sitting in cash is no longer an option. You need assets that grow at least as fast as inflation. Ignoring inflation is like ignoring termites in your house. You may not see the damage at first, but over time the foundation weakens. That's why the smart move is to hedge against inflation. And that's exactly what we'll cover next. We'll explore practical steps to protect your purchasing power. Stay with me, and let's make your money work as hard as you do. I'm here to help you make confident, informed decisions about your financial future.
You don't need Wall Street to fight inflation. Small daily choices protect your purchasing power. The goal? Spend deliberately, capture savings automatically, and compound the difference. We'll use apps, automation, bulk buys, rewards, and a few lifestyle tweaks. Let's get practical. Start with price comparison. Let your phone find the deal before you reach the checkout. Coupon tools, scan codes, price history, and promotions in seconds. Use store apps for weekly ads and digital coupons. Use comparison apps for broader checks. Track sales cycles. Buy when prices dip, not when you run out. Small wins add up month after month. Quiet, repeatable savings. Compare unit prices, try generics, and stack a subscription discount when it beats the shelf. Essentials are predictable. Lock in today's costs when prices are favorable. Automation smooths price spikes and prevents last-minute full-price buys. Bulk lowers unit cost. Focus on non-perishables and what you truly use. Build a rotation system. Aim for 3 to 6 months of key items without overbuying. Mind cash flow. Don't tie up money in items that don't truly save you. Set alerts to pause when vendors hike prices. You stay in control. Use cashback cards aligned to your real spending, groceries, gas, online. Stack, loyalty rewards, coupons, category bonuses, and rebate portals when allowed. Golden rule, pay in full every month. Rewards only work at 0 interest. Track your rebates yearly. Treat them as fuel for savings, not excuses to spend more. Cook at home more. Batch meals, freeze portions, and reduce takeout drift. Cut utility costs with LEDs, smart thermostats, and ceiling drafts. Audit subscriptions quarterly. Cancel what you don't use or downgrade tiers. Redirect savings automatically to investments or high-yield savings. Small, consistent moves beat occasional big efforts. Build habits. Plan, compare, automate, review, repeat. Recap. Inflation is real, and ignoring it is costly. Understand it, invest wisely, diversify income, and apply daily protection hacks. Wealth is earning, preserving, and growing what you keep. Protect your purchasing power now so your future self thrives. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more Smart Money Today strategies.